All right, good morning, everyone. All right, okay. All right, let's start with NASDAQ. Daily time frame. We have this daily supply zone here, which we rejected a couple days ago. And it looks like we've been going down ever since. And down to the 4 hour time frame. Like, I was gonna say this a 4 hour zone, but but I'm not gonna mark that one. I'll mark another zone that I saw in that area. Yeah, yesterday was tough. Mentally, like the charts, the trade was perfect. The execution, the emotions were not helpful yesterday. So, but today's a brand new day, and uh, that's what I'm telling myself. It's a brand new day. It is Wednesday. If you guys don't know, Wednesday is my least profitable day. Um, so I don't know. I'm just coming in with the mindset of sticking to the A plus setup. If it shows up, take it with confidence. If it's low volume, which I think it could be low volume, just because of earnings. If it is that way, then you know, probably going to not trade too much. But we'll see. We'll see. This is a 2 hour demand zone down here. Down to the 1 hour time frame, and this is a time frame that I think is perfect today. When you look at this 1 hour demand zone here, the market bounced on it. It looks like yesterday. Yeah. And then we also have this 1 hour supply zone here that's close to price, which is good. And I can already kind of tell these are the zones that I might take a trade off from. Potentially. The only thing is the zones are kind of far away. Not really. Um but another thing I want to know is that this area here that we bounced off of yesterday, it was a strong area of demand, which is why I was saying that there was a bunch of downside potential yesterday, and I even said I think it would go down to 360, which it went lower than that. But this zone down here was a really strong zone, which is why I was targeting it yesterday, and why I kind of not knew, but I kind of had the what do you even say? I don't know. The markets were telling me that this area down here was strong. That's why I was targeting it. And this area down here before has been an area of support slash demand. Um, but it even though it did kind of bounce off of this area, it hasn't really like made higher highs, if that makes sense. Like there hasn't really been much structure. We haven't broken structure to the upside or something, you know. So I could see the markets shorting again today, especially if you look at the daily time frame. To me, I mean, we are at the bottom of the range, but this reaction up here from the daily supply zone just makes it seem more bearish. But you guys know me, I don't like to create a bias. I just kind of like to see why it would go up, why it would go down. So that's why I think it would go down. Obviously, if it goes up, then it's respecting this area of support slash demand. I think that's it for the 1 hour time frame though. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna go down to the 90-minute time frame. And I mean, this kind of looks like a 90-minute supply zone here. I'll mark it out. I also want to look at this wick, zoom in, see how it looks. Okay, I like that. I like how this wick here rejected the 50% area. New day, new trade. I know you out for blood today. Like, I am, right? But like, I'm also not trying to be so money hungry, because I think that's what really caused my mistake yesterday. I don't know. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Um, a couple mistakes were made, and I'll talk about it maybe later today. But it was like just mistakes that I've literally repeated the past 2 weeks. The main mistake was not leaving the trade right at break even. For some reason, I decided to trail it on the 5 minute time frame, but just the the wrong way. I trailed it the wrong way, and I don't know. I just rookie mistake, honestly. Okay, this area here also looks like a 45-minute supply zone. I'm not gonna mark it because I have the 90-minute zone, but you can clearly see the market also rejected this 45-minute zone right here. But I'm not gonna mark it since I already have that 90-minute there. And okay, I mean I'm gonna mark this zone here because it hasn't been retested. It did get ran through, and it's also far away from price, so it's not like I'm gonna use it for an actual trade. But I will mark it out because I do think if the longs pop in, I think there's a lot of upside potential. Like, I think it could go all the way up to 867, 868, around there. This is also a 30-minute supply zone, 30-minute demand zone. Okay, and there's not much. Down to the 15-minute time frame, and honestly, I think this is it for me. When it comes to the zones, I could draw out more zones, but these are the zones I want to focus on. Yeah. I mean, this could be a 10-minute here. Five minute. Okay. Okay, cool. This is also a 5-minute supply zone there. Okay, so what I'm thinking for NASDAQ is if we tap into this 1 hour supply zone up here. Actually, where's VWAP? Okay, yeah, if we tap into this 1 hour supply zone slash 90-minute supply zone, I was gonna say I would take a trade off of it, but I think if we get up here, VWAP will be way too close. So I'm not sure if I'll take a trade around this area unless the market, fully gets above VWAP, and then I see something like that, then I would take longs, and I think the longs would come in really good. If the market comes up here and rejects this area, I'm not sure I would take the trade just because VWAP will most likely be there. I think it'll be a risky trade, again, just because of VWAP. But if the market goes down, then I would take a trade off of this 1 hour demand zone here. It would either be longs if I see the market rejecting the zone, or if I see the market breaking past this 50% line, which is 213, then I would go short. If I go short, honestly, damn, if I go short, I would really just target this 2 hour zone, and then I would hope that it would go down to this 50% line. But there could be a possibility that we just tap into this area and reject it. Or we could be in this trade, and then we could see it pull back and then come back down. That could happen. Another trade I could take off of this area would be longs. If I see the market touching up and closing above this 50% line, then I would go long. So if I go long as well, that would be kind of me betting that the market is going to go back into this huge range here. So I would probably try to target VWAP or just around 100 points. But again, we'll see. This here also looks like a strong 5-minute zone here. I don't really trade 5-minute zones, but it looks like a really strong zone. So I'm going to mark it out there. Yeah, that's also a 10-minute zone. Is it a 15-minute? Oh, no. Yeah, it's like, oh, like it might be choppy today. But I think it'll only be choppy if we're around VWAP, if we're chopping up on VWAP. Because if you look at yesterday, the price action on VWAP was horrible overnight, and then the opening was strong. So that could happen again today. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's look at US 30, which I don't know, with US 30 yesterday, I don't want to say like, oh, like I predicted the move and like I missed it, because that's not what really happened. But what happened was, I was talking about it when I was charting it up. I was like, oh, this trade here could pop up, but I know I probably won't take it, because the only way I'll catch it is if I place a long order here. And I said, I was like, oh, and the trade could look something like this. And as soon as the market opened, the trade played out perfectly. But of course, I missed it because I didn't place the order. But it's just funny that, I said I was going to miss it because I didn't place the order. And it happened. So, but it happens a lot with US 30. So it's really just, I think one day, like, I'll definitely have to try out placing an order at open with US 30, which I know sounds like really risky, but I've seen it play out so many times that it's to the point where like I could call it out before it happens, like yesterday. And it don't happen every day, but when it does happen, it's kind of very clear. And it's funny because I said it yesterday because I was looking at the first week of January when I'm pretty sure it was NFP week, and there was a trade that I missed that the only way I would have caught it was placing an order, and it happened. So I don't know. That's definitely one of my goals this year, is to catch a crazy trade with US 30 opening up, because you guys know if you trade US 30, like, there's crazy opens sometimes, and the only way you could catch it perfectly is if you place the order as soon as the market opens up, or if you, I don't know, if you kind of wait for, I don't know, at least 1 minute for once the market opens up, and then you place the order. But yeah, okay, I'm at the 3-hour time frame. And I mean, damn, I was gonna say this looks like a 3-hour zone here, but it's not. I'm lying. I don't know. Doesn't look that strong. This down here though does look like a 3-hour demand zone. I'm hoping I can find a zone around this area. Not gonna lie. On the 1 hour time frame, we have this 1 hour supply zone, which we recently tapped into and rejected. So that looks bearish. Another weird thing that happened yesterday was US 30 and NASDAQ like kind of doing the opposite thing at one point. But then it kind of corrected itself. But yeah, that was a bit weird. Down to the 90-minute time frame and don't see much. 45-minute time frame. Let's see. Okay, this here looks like a 45-minute zone. But it looks like it might get ran through before the market opens up. I like the reactions off of it as well. On the 5-minute time frame, it looks clean. "30-minute time frame. Don't see much. I mean, this could be a 30-minute zone here. Okay. This is a small 15-minute zone, which I don't think I'll pay too much attention to since I have that 1 hour and 4 hour zone right above it. I also like the reaction off of it that we recently got. And oof, that looks like that's it. I'm honestly hoping that the market stays above the 400s at least before it opens up. That way I can actually place a trade around this 45-minute zone. What I'm thinking with this 45-minute zone, obviously if we get below I would say 395, I would take a short. So if I see something like that, boom, I'd take the short. Stop loss would be very tight since the zone is small. And honestly, if I am in that short, I think it could go down quite a bit. Quite a bit. Yeah, this is a 5-minute demand zone. Okay, this is also a 10-minute. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for the zones. So, real quick, I'll just do support and resistance with the white lines on the 1 hour time frame. Hello, Lonnie. You watch time and sales on Bookmap or no? No, I don't. I used to watch Bookmap and all that stuff, but it honestly just confused me quite a bit. So I just stopped using it. I also didn't put in enough time to properly learn it. So I will say that. That's probably why it did confuse me because I didn't put as much effort as I probably should have. But I don't know. I think Bookmap, specifically like the bubbles that you look at, It's really just a different way of looking at the candlesticks. Unless you're looking at the actual orders that people are placing and you're trading it that way, then I would say that's a bit different. But either way, it's just like, is like reading a different language, but is the same thing, you know? So, I don't know. It's up to the trader. Like for some people, it might be life changing. But for me, it wasn't. It was confusing. Cause like I saw Bookmap and I was, you hear people saying, oh, like I got into Bookmap and like my trading changed forever, and then I used it thinking, this was the holy grail. This is gonna change my trading, but in reality, like it didn't. Oh, this is also a 1 hour demands on here. So you can have like a perfect strategy, but you're gonna have human errors that you need to learn. You need to figure out how to fix them. Like me yesterday, I had the perfect A+ setup that played out perfectly, but I did some human errors, so there's kind of no way to avoid that, which is why I talk about like trading psychology so much, because I do think it's like one of the most important things. Damn. It's breaking this 45-minute zone. So I'm going to mark out this 3 hour demand zone. And then hopefully I could take a trade off of that. We got 8 more minutes. Should be good. What about auction mechanics and order flow? I tried learning footprint charts at one point. Didn't understand it. I did not understand it. I don't know. Maybe I'm slow, but I also just didn't put in like enough effort and time. So that's also a huge reason why that stuff probably didn't click with me. Same thing with ICT concepts. I mean, I told myself, I remember when I first started that like I was gonna do like the whole ICT boot camp, and like I didn't. I literally only did, I think it was not even a full day of the video, like not even a full lesson. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not for me. But with footprint charts, like I put in some effort to try to learn it, but it just, I don't know, it didn't click. Okay. Alright, well, I'm not sure if I have to chart this far, but I will, just in case. But yeah, even though I want it to be a good day, I think it could be choppy. I gotta consider that. I think it could be choppy just because of earnings coming out tomorrow. Or sorry, it's either tomorrow or later today. I think Thursday, tomorrow, we have Amazon earnings. So I could see the market being choppy. Maybe it's waiting for that. But again, we'll see. Depends on how the market opens up. It's usually easy to tell, if I'm going to trade or not within the first 15 minutes. Okay. All right, how much time? We got 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm hoping Nasdaq goes down, taps this 245 area, then I'll have a trade opportunity there. Same thing with US 30. I'm low key hoping it goes down so I could take a trade off of this 3 hour demand zone. If the markets go up, um, honestly, the only way I would trade if the market goes up on Nasdaq is potentially this 1 hour and 90 minute zone. But I don't know. It depends if VWAP is close to it or not. You know, if the market's close to VWAP, I know I won't trade it. With US 30, it's different. I think US 30 trades really different around VWAP compared to Nasdaq. But yeah, if US 30 goes up, I'll wait for it to tap this area here around 544. If it gets up above 544, I would take longs, but I would be careful around the 600s and just pray that we rip right through it. But we'll see. Can you explain the white lines that you marked? It's just support and resistance on the 1 hour time frame. Like on the 1 hour time frame, these, I don't know, some people call it split. But I don't know, whatever this area is, I don't even know how to call that. But you see, this area here, that's where I draw the white lines on the 1 hour time frame. I used to do it on like a 15-minute time frame, but when I did it on the 15-minute time frame, it was too many lines, way more than what I have now. So now I just do the 1 hour, and it's slightly more cleaner. I know a lot of people don't like them, but it's not like I only trade with the white lines. I mainly just trade with the zones that I mark out. So it's not too confusing for me. All right. Oh, wow. Damn. US 30 is pumping. Okay. You're having issues with trade away? Oh my gosh. No way. Bro, I hope trade away is fine. It's had some issues recently. Oh my. It won't let you place an order. I mean, if it doesn't let me place an order, then I'ma just take it as a sign and call it a day. I don't know. I don't like messing with TradeAway when it has issues, because you never know if the prop firm will give you your money back. Wow, US 30 is going up. Okay, let's see this open. Okay, I literally can't find the candlesticks on US 30. What the hell? I don't know, that's a bit weird. Bro. What? Okay, I'm gonna refresh it. Oh my gosh, this fucking update on Google. Oh my. And then this fucking shit doesn't work. Like, what the hell? It won't even let me log in. Yo, this shit is oh my god. I'm not sure. Not sure. Not sure what to do. I mean, I'm about to miss a fucking trade. I'm definitely gonna miss a trade. This shit is not working. That definitely sucks. Oh my god. Trade Singer is not working either. Do you think it's a sign today? I mean, let's see. Okay, I'd go long here on Nasdaq. We'll see if that plays out. On US 30, I would have gone long. Maybe not just yet. But let's see if I lose this trade that would have placed. I'ma just call it a day. I'll take it as a sign. Like, I dead ass will. I won't even play with it. So I would have gone long here on Nasdaq. And I would have had a 100 tick stop, which the trade was up over 1-to-1. So I would have hit break even on this trade if I put the stops to break even. But let's see. On US 30, I mean, maybe I would have gone long after this close here, but if I would have gone long, it would have been at the break of this wick here. Yeah. And then, I mean, if I miss these trades, like, it will just show up tomorrow. I don't know. I feel like the longs on Nasdaq look better though, cause US 30 is right at this 4-hour supply zone. Damn. We was making fun of Top Step. Now look at us. Yeah, this is like what's going on. Like the way I see it is just like God's testing me, and I gotta pass the test. That's the way I see it. That's the way I saw it yesterday, bro. Yesterday I ended the stream and like I placed a trade and I hit break even on it, or I think I took a small loss or something. And I was like, I gotta stop because God's testing me. And I stopped and I just walked away. And this fucking trade hit TP. Like, oh, God. This is literally like, this is tough. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to say. Yeah, yesterday I got tested. Today everyone's getting tested. This trade would have been perfect here. This is exactly what I said I would do. I said if I went long, I would be betting that it'd be going back into the range, so I would target around VWAP. And I said realistically, I would just target 100 points. And then what happens there? 100 points is hit. I would have taken the long on Nasdaq. Because it looks cleaner. On US 30, I would have taken longs, but I would have chosen Nasdaq. Because US 30, it looks kind of choppy. It doesn't look as clean as Nasdaq did. I mean, but the trade still would have played out well. I don't know. This is like definitely fucking annoying. It really is. Yeah, this isn't working. It says internal server error. No fucking shit. Like, oh my. Yo, I just thought about that Krishan Rock song when she's singing. She's like, I don't know what she's saying, but it's just funny. Oh my god. I don't know, guys. I mean, even if Tradeovate, fixes itself later, my my trade already showed up. So I done missed it for the day. That was it for me. I already missed it. There's really not much I can do. Damn, even on your real account, Tradeovate is down. That's bad. So I think last time Tradeovate was down, it was only down for like demo accounts, like prop firm accounts. But this time it's down for live accounts. That they gotta fix that. They gotta fix it. I'm probably gonna call it a day. I don't know when the markets are going to be back working, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed too, definitely. What was your biggest payout ever? 20K with Top Step. But I might break it. I'm trying to break it with these 20 accounts that I have, and I'm pretty close. And honestly, if I would have taken this trade, I would have requested the payout today. But no, no, it's not my time yet, so I have to be patient. There's a time for everyone, and maybe today it's not my time. Yeah, my biggest payout is about to be 40K with Apex, but my biggest month might be 80K. You never know. You never know. I could, cause I was doing the math and I was like, okay, if I request the first 2K, then I just need to make 2K to request it again in 8 days, and I'm pretty sure it's like 5 days. It has to be over $50, and then the rest you could flip. So I was doing the math, and I was like, whoa, like 2,000 divided by 5, or even divided by 8. That's gonna be a very small amount. So I think it should be easy to get that second payout out of the accounts. Bro, I just see this shit going higher, and like, I don't know. This is just like so sad to me. But you know what? I gotta think abundant. I can't be thinking so low. Yesterday, I did a human error, but the trade that I took with A plus, it was perfect. And that trade ran. It ran for like, I don't know, it ran a lot. Let me see how much it actually did go. Let's just say it ran plus 1,000 ticks. So like I can't even stress about today. I know I'll do it again. It's nothing cocky. It's just I gotta think that way, because if I think so low, like, oh, I miss it today, da 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 da, then I'm thinking low of myself. I gotta be thinking abundant. If I could fucking, what is this? Not predict, but I mean maybe if I could take the A plus setup, and this A plus setup works perfectly, then I can do it again tomorrow, the next day. So, if you're thinking low, like, damn, I missed this trade, oh my god. Bro, if you missed the trade, if you predicted the trade, you can do it again. You know? You really have to be patient for it. And I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I gotta be patient. I literally have to be patient for tomorrow. Which is fine. It sucks, but the markets repeat themselves constantly. I love this too because on Nasdaq, like I said, I was thinking bearish. But then I also said, I don't like creating biases. Let me just see how the market opens up. Even though I was so bearish, I still would have taken this long because the market told me to, So it's not like, that's why I like my strategy, because I don't need to create a bias. Or I could create one, yeah, if I just read the market right. My bias could be wrong, but the trade could be right. And yeah, uh, it's funny too because I saw it happening, and I was like, okay, I'm placing the trade here that I would have been placing on Tradeovate. This is the trade I would have taken. No doubt about it. Like, it checks off every box. No doubt. Do you have a video on your strat? Yeah. I recently just posted one. I think about a month ago. And it goes over the 4 setups that I trade. And honestly, I could have had a better day yesterday, but human error is a thing. So I think the strategy is perfect, but we're all human, so you can't really be too perfect. I make mistakes. I don't hold trades as long as I maybe should. A mistake that I've been doing a lot recently is like trailing profit, but I think it's really because I'm thinking about the money too much. And also the past month, I've been used to just closing that out at a 1 to 2. because of the trailing drawdown. But now it's like I don't need to worry about it. I could hold it if I wanted to. Yep, there's a touch of VWAP, which that was going to be my target if I placed the trade. And I mean, yeah. Like I could wait for Trade-O-Bait to fix itself, but I mean, the setup already happened. Another rule I broke yesterday was not taking my plus setup, and like that caused me to lose the trade. That caused me to lose some money yesterday. I was very emotional yesterday, not gonna lie. But, it's that time of the month, so it's like I can't really control it too much. Like I said, like I'm human. I don't know. I was very emotional yesterday. Today I feel better. Like I'm not too upset about Trade-O-Bait being down. Yesterday though, I mean I would have been pissed off. Today though, like I'm trying to think different. I'm trying to think abundant. Trying to think positive. I'm getting that internal error on Trade-O-Bait, but my entry hasn't played out yet. Still have some time. Yeah, you still do. I don't know though. I feel like when Trade-O-Bait has an issue, it takes them a while to fix it. Especially, it sounds like it's a serious issue if live accounts can't trade either. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. NQ's price action is trash. Yeah, it is. Every time I place a reversal trade like I would have today, a reversal trade honestly to me means that the market is going to be choppy because I'm betting that the market is going to go back into its range, into its pre-market range. And like yesterday, if yesterday was a really clean day, I betted for a breakout. If you bet for a breakout, you're most likely betting that the price action is going to be good enough for it to continue in a certain direction. In today's case, though, I betted for the opposite thing. And it's not because I predicted it, it's just we tapped into this area here of demand and then we started breaking structure to the upside. And that would have been my entry confirmation. Another thing with NASDAQ is like if it opens up close to VWAP and it stays around VWAP, or I know some people they trade like the 200 EMA line, and same thing, if the market is choppy on it, then you're not going to trade it because the market is choppy. And it's easy to tell like if you have, one of your lines there, like EMA or VWAP. Will Apex remove the losses today because of Trade-O-Bait's issue? Maybe. If they do, it'll be within the time frame that the issue was made, or that the server went down or something. I think they did it last time. I think, but it was only for a certain time frame. When it's choppy, the next day is gonna tank. Shit, I hope so. I love when it goes down. Yeah, I'll definitely be paying attention to the daily candle tomorrow. And see how the daily candle closes. So far, it looks like a doji candle. So, I mean, if it closes like that, I think it'll be fine because I didn't get to place a trade. Top Step spilled coffee on Trade08 server. Shit, they have something to do with it for sure. Oh my, you know what I was thinking about Top Step is just how sneaky they are. Like they're a good prop firm, but they've done some stuff that like I don't know is like bad. But then I thought about it and I was like, maybe that's what it takes to go to the top. Like maybe, but I don't know. Like I was thinking about how they used to have the affiliate thing, and then all of a sudden they stopped that like out of nowhere. And then they did the same thing with Trade08. They had Trade08, and then out of nowhere they stopped it. And then with the metals, recently they just banned trading regular contract metals. So now you can only trade micros with metals. Like gold and silver, you can only trade micros. So it's like, I don't know, they do weird shit like that. It makes me feel weird. I don't know. I don't know. I still love their payout rules. Like I do think they're one of the best. But when you look at the shit that they've done, it's like not good business, you know? But again, maybe that's what it takes to be at the top like they are. I don't know. You single, shorty? No. My girlfriend's making me breakfast downstairs. I lost three accounts on micro gold due to halting SMH. 3 accounts on micro. Damn. Wait, I don't even know what's halting. Oh my. I know, but I don't. It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. Halting. It sounds so familiar. I think it's like I know it. Like I know it. I know what halting means, but I forgot for sure. Let me see. It is implementing by exchanges to allow. I can't read. I can't read. I need to start reading out loud on stream. um, I'm gonna need to ask ChatGPT because Google she does not say it clear. Like ChatGPT is my new Google. An exchange temporarily stops trading a stock. That's wrong. That sounds wrong. Oh wait. No wait, halting. No, it sounds so familiar. Like I know what it means, but I just can't think about it. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's no, I don't know. Which pair are you trading on? I mean, usually I trade Nasdaq and US 30, but I couldn't trade today, so I missed my trade. And the trade I would have taken was these longs on Nasdaq. I would have taken them again here. But realistically, I would have already caught it. So I would have already been out of the trade. Yeah, the 1 minute time frame looks choppy. Let's look at the 15-minute opening range. So the 15-minute opening range is okay, it's actually pretty big. 160 points around there, which is similar to yesterday's open, but the 15-minute candle closed out with a huge wick and a smaller body. So if this next 15-minute candle closes out, kind of weak, then I'd watch out. I'd be careful. US 30s look like it rejected this daily supply zone again. So we'll see if it breaks past VWAP. I think it will break past VWAP and get lower. That's what I'm thinking. Do I have a reason to? Not really. That's just what I am predicting. But I don't really have a reason to. I guess the only reason I think it'll go lower is because it rejected the daily zone there. Yeah, but even US 30 looks kind of choppy on the smaller time frame. Damn, today's tough. I'd say this week. This week the markets have been perfect, but for me it's just been tough. All right, well, I mean I could chat, but I'm going to go downstairs and I don't know, get far away from the charts because this is annoying. Oh, I think the trade over is working. It looks like trade over might be working. Damn, it is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. US 30 is going down. It's good for selling. I'm going to call it a day. I could stick around and wait for a trade, but I don't want to risk it. I think I already missed my trade of the day. I think if the market closes below 214, I think it'll be a great short. Especially if the market taps 0.88 on Nasdaq, and if we get below that, then I think that'll be good. Right? Very bearish. Damn, even right now, I don't know. It looks like a good short. I don't know if I should risk it for the biscuit. This is a trade I said I would take. But it's like, what if Tradeovate messes up? Oh my gosh, and we have news in 2 minutes, you're right. Yeah, 53 seconds for 10 a.m. news. Usually I'd short this. I would, but like we have 10 a.m. news. The price action looks kind of choppy. I would say it's not high probability for me. I think if it was high probability, like it would have happened quicker. I could see the news candle coming out and like shorting all the way down. I could see that happening. But I think if the news candle pushes up, it'll continue to be choppy. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then US 30 went down past VWAP. Which I expected just because it rejected such a strong zone. I mean, another trade opportunity could be on US 30, but it sold off quite a bit. I don't know, I'm looking more at US 30 now. This 3 hour demand zone. Okay, US 30 tapped this 3 hour demand zone. The only way I would take longs is if it gets above 417. But it looks very bearish. And then the only way I would short it is if it closes below 356. Okay, so far the candles are closing out, rejecting the area. So, and now I'm in long. I'm going to put my stops at the bottom. I would say this is a very risky trade, especially because it is very bearish. It sold off quite a bit. I'm just going to target 1 to 2, which would be around VWAP 17. Let's see, the longs are coming back in on NASDAQ, which is good. Once these highs break, then I'm gonna go break even. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go break even here. We're almost at VWAP. Alright, yeah, we're past VWAP here. This is TP. This is a good TP. I'm gonna start trailing it tight. And I'm out of that. I'm out of that trade. I could hold it, but I think I wouldn't be too confident holding it. I just don't like how if I do hold it, like that'd be me expecting the market to be very choppy. Hold on. All right, I'm back. um yeah, that was a good trade. Honestly, should have taken it, but we took it. We risked it for the biscuit. Risked it for the biscuit, and it came out with honey. It didn't come out dry, so that's good. Like I said though, like I feel like if I placed this trade way earlier, like before 10 a.m., like I would have been confident holding it, but I just I really don't have a reason to hold it all the way up. I don't know. This is also not my usual time to take a trade. Either way, I'm satisfied. I mean, today was tough, and I'm let me press this button here. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, yeah. Let me do some math really quick cuz I want to see how far I am from 4600. So, 46 minus 3875. Like what? This Google is pissing me off. Okay, 725. Okay, that's good. So now I just need 725 to request a full payout. Right now I could request a payout, but again, like I only get 5 max payouts, and like I'm thinking very long term, so I'm going to call it a day here. Really what I should do is journal this, and I should journal yesterday's mess, but I do have to go. So really quick, I was looking at the 1 hour time frame. We tapped this 3 hour demand zone, and as soon as I saw it rejecting this area here, I didn't know the buying was gonna come in, but I wanted to wait for extra confirmation, which for me was a break of structure from this 1 minute candle here. That's where my entry was. That's where the order was. And yeah, it was really just because of this 3 hour demand zone here. And like I said too, I thought I thought it was very bearish. I thought it sold off quite a bit. So I honestly didn't want to play shorts because I thought if I did play shorts, it wouldn't play out that well since it already sold off quite a bit. Um, I didn't know the longs were gonna come in again. I just saw it rejecting this area, so I took it. Very simple. I closed it out at VWAP, which was a 1 to 2. And since I'm in one full contract, it's not like I could leave a runner. You're just all in or all out with one contract. Like, and then again, like, I didn't feel confident holding the trade because I didn't see a reason to. Usually, when I do place a trade, I'm like, okay, I'm going to target this zone and I think it'll tap into this area. But in today's case, it's just like we've been very choppy up at this area, and I have so many stacked zones that I wasn't really confident holding for as I mean, still going up. So, damn, the trade would have been crazy, but it was crazy itself. Let me screenshot this really quick. Wait. I didn't take this trade. Okay, this is a 1 minute time frame screenshot. And then a 5 minute. Which also on the 5 minute time frame, we can see the 5 minute candle closed out with a huge wick at the bottom, which is also a good sign for buying. I didn't see it at the time, but now that I look at it, like, it looks very clean. Like, even though it was a A+ setup, I would say it was like a B+ setup because the timing was off. I usually don't take a trade this late. This late, it's not even 10. And then the reason I didn't take the buys on NASDAQ was because the zone right here was way too big. Right, I could have taken longs as this at this what do you call it? The break of this wick here, but I thought it was cleaner on US 30. So that's why I took it on US 30. Okay. Took longs on US 30 after the market tapped a 3-hour demand zone, and on the 1 minute time frame, the candles rejected the zone and broad structure upside. Closed it out at VWAP for a for a 1 to 2. This trade ran for a 1 to 4. Okay. Yeah, that was good. I think the only kind of mistake was, I would say, was maybe not holding it longer. But like I said, like, I didn't really see a reason to hold it up higher. I was scared of VWAP. I was. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a 5 minute supply zone that I could have targeted. I could still target it technically, right? If I was still in. And maybe I could have targeted the highs, but I just, again, like, I'm not used to that, so I really don't know. Maybe I could have targeted this 5 minute supply zone here. We'll see if that hits. But yeah. US 30, there's really no direction. Even though we caught that long, it was me betting that we were going to go back into the range. and that it wasn't going to trend downward, you know? On NASDAQ, like I said, I would have taken shorts right here around 193. The reason I didn't short it here was because it was 10 a.m. news, and I was like, you know what, I really don't want to place a trade right before 10. But it played out. I said that then I you could replay it too. I said most likely I wouldn't be surprised if the news comes out and it sells off. But I thought it'd be a way better sell off. And then now it's just back to being choppy on the smaller time frame. So I don't know, I'd be careful. There's not really much of a trend which with US 30 or NASDAQ. So I wouldn't go for too many breakout trades. Honestly, I'd be careful. But that was it for me. How do you avoid going to live? It depends what prop firm you trade with. I mean, the best way to avoid would just be blowing your account, right? But I don't see much of an issue with going to live except just having one account. That's really the main issue with going live. Bro, everything on your charts line up with mine, and I don't trade supply and demand because it's all the same thing. I swear it's all the same thing. It's just different words most of the time. Like with equilibrium, I don't call it equilibrium. I call it my 50% line. Everyone just calls it differently. Are you requesting today your payout? No, 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 no. I need $700 more. Which I could easily get with a win. It's just down to me holding it, you know? Like yesterday, I could have requested the payout yesterday because the trade would have hit like TP5, but I made a human error, literally, like just stupid mistake. And it happens. All right, guys, that was it for me. Trade safe, trade smart, and don't be on the charts all day. Yeah.